Ah, the miracle of life. Except when it happens in the coldest, most unforgiving place on Earth, Antarctica. Welcome to the world of the baby penguin, where being born is less of a joyous occasion and more of an endurance test from the get-go. Let's set the stage, shall we? You're an egg. Not just any egg, though. A delicate, thin-shelled egg, balancing precariously on your dad's feet. Because why build a cozy nest when you can use the old foot warmer trick? And just to up the stakes, your dad is standing on solid ice in a blizzard with winds that would make a hurricane blush. But hey, no pressure, right? Here's the kicker. Your dad hasn't eaten in months. That's right. While he's busy shivering his feathers off to keep you alive, his stomach is playing the world's saddest violin. And what does mom do during all of this? She's off having a vacation, aka swimming hundreds of miles just to grab some fish. Honestly, it's a miracle anyone survives this parenting arrangement. Now, let's talk about the grand debut. When you finally decide to hatch, congratulations. You've officially traded one nightmare for another. First, you're born wet. In Antarctica. Think about that for a second. The temperature is so cold it could freeze boiling water midair, and you're waddling out of your shell like a soggy marshmallow. Lovely. But wait, there's more. Your first sight of the world? A wall of hungry predators and weather conditions that seem tailor-made to eliminate you. The snowstorm? Relentless. The cold? Bone-chilling. And you? A tiny, fluffy meat nugget, incapable of doing anything but chirping and hoping dad doesn't drop you while he's sleep-deprived and hangry. Ah, but there's no time to feel sorry for yourself, because now comes your first life lesson. Don't freeze to death. Dad has to balance you under a flap of skin, shifting his weight every 5 seconds just to keep you from turning into a penguin popsicle. If he screws up even a little, it's game over. No retries, no respawns, just a very frosty ending. And if the cold doesn't get you, the neighbors might. That's right, because nothing says community bonding like a clumsy dad accidentally knocking his neighbor's egg over, leading to some awkward penguin standoffs. Pro tip, avoid being that egg. It doesn't end well. So there you have it. The glamorous life of a baby penguin begins not with a waddle of triumph, but with an icy uphill battle against the elements, hunger, and the constant threat of disaster. And guess what? This is just the start. Stay tuned. Things are only going to get more ridiculous from here. Congratulations, little fluff ball. You've survived the first hurdle of life, hatching. But don't celebrate just yet. Growing up as a baby penguin is like trying to survive a reality show where nature is the producer, and the challenges just keep getting more absurd. Welcome to your next phase. Survive and don't get eaten. Spoiler alert, the odds are not in your favor. First things first, let's talk about your fashion sense. Right now, you're rocking that fluffy gray down that says, "I'm cute but completely defenseless." It's adorable, sure, but not exactly predator-proof. And oh, look, here comes trouble. Meet your biggest childhood fear, skuas. These seagull-looking bullies aren't here to compliment your fluffiness. Nope, they're here to make a snack out of you. And since you're slower than a turtle on ice, good luck escaping. Ah, the classic survival strategy. Run, or in this case, waddle for your life. Unfortunately, your legs are about as coordinated as spaghetti noodles, so all that running achieves is making you look like a feathered bowling pin in a penguin-shaped disaster movie. Pro tip, stick close to the huddle. Safety in numbers, right? Wrong. Because there's always that one unlucky penguin that trips and gets picked off. Let's hope that's not you. But predators aren't your only problem. Oh no, the weather is here to remind you just how much it hates you. Blizzards, constant. Freezing winds, relentless. And as you grow, your once fluffy down starts falling out, leaving you in that delightful, awkward phase. Think of it as nature's version of braces and acne. You're half fluffy, half sleek, and 100% embarrassing. Ever seen a penguin look like a walking patchwork quilt? Well, now you have. And it's not just about looks. Your half-molted body offers zero insulation. So while your parents are busy fishing and ignoring your existence, you're out here freezing your tiny beak off. Charming. And let's not forget your motor skills. At this stage, you're expected to learn how to walk, waddle, and maybe even swim. Spoiler, you're terrible at all of them. Walking involves constant tripping, sliding, and face-planting into the ice. Swimming? Oh, that's even better. The first time you hit the water, you're about as graceful as a rock being thrown into a pond. Try not to drown, okay? Speaking of water, let's talk about what's waiting for you down there. Seals. Big, hungry seals. To them, you're not a penguin, you're lunch. And remember that survival instinct you're supposed to have? Yeah, it's mostly trial and error. Here's the plan. Flap your stubby wings, try to look intimidating, and hope the seal gets bored. It won't, but hey, worth a shot. All this while your parents are off enjoying their endless fishing trips. Seriously, you're out here dodging predators and frostbite, and they're living the seafood buffet dream. Eventually, they'll return with some pre-digested fish goo. Yum. Nothing says love like mom regurgitating lunch into your mouth. Bon appetit. And if you think things get easier, think again. Every day is a gamble. Will you make it to adulthood, or will you become another cautionary tale in the great penguin survival lottery? With predators, weather, and your own clumsiness working against you, the odds are bleak. But hey, on the bright side, at least you're not a fish, right? Oh wait, you're swimming with them. Never mind. So, to recap, you're cold, awkward, and constantly dodging death at every turn. Growing up as a penguin isn't just tough, it's downright absurd. And you thought human puberty was bad? Think again. Adulthood. A time of freedom, strength, and independence. At least, that's what other species get. For you, dear penguin, adulthood is just a new set of miseries wrapped in a sleeker, more aerodynamic body. Sure, you've molted out of that embarrassing patchwork phase and finally look like a real penguin, but don't get too comfortable. The universe isn't done messing with you yet. First up, there's the daily grind of being an adult, hunting for fish. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. You might be a better swimmer now, but so are your enemies. Leopard seals and killer whales are still out there, and they didn't suddenly lose interest in eating you just because you've leveled up. Every dive is a high-stakes game of will I eat or will I be eaten? Spoiler, you're not at the top of this food chain. Now let's talk about love, or as penguins know it, the annual nightmare of courtship. Imagine trekking across miles of ice just to find the same mate you had last year. If you're lucky, they'll still like you. If you're not, well, better start practicing your pickup waddle, because no one wants to be the penguin third-wheeling it through mating season. And don't even think about forgetting to bring a gift. Penguins woo their mates with the finest rocks they can find. That's right, rocks. Not flowers, not chocolates, just cold, hard rocks. You'd better hope your offering is good enough, or you'll be watching someone else steal your partner with a shinier pebble. Romance at its finest. Once you've convinced someone to tolerate you for another year, congratulations! It's time to raise a chick of your own. Remember how miserable you were as a baby? Great, because now it's your turn to endure the joyless routine of balancing an egg on your feet, starving yourself for weeks, and hoping your chick survives long enough to make your suffering worth it. And don't think for a second that your parenting days will be peaceful. Predators, weather, and other penguins who can't mind their own business will keep you on high alert. You're basically living in an icy soap opera, complete with dramatic betrayals, near-death experiences, and endless stress. But wait, there's more. Just because you've survived the blizzards, predators, and awkward mating rituals doesn't mean life gets easier. Every year, you'll repeat the same exhausting cycle of fishing, parenting, and dodging death. It's like Groundhog Day, but colder and with fewer laughs. So, what have we learned? Being a penguin is a full-time job with no vacations, no promotions, and no retirement plan. You're stuck in a never-ending loop of survival, raising kids who won't even say thank you, and dodging predators that have way too much free time. In the end, penguin adulthood is less of a triumphant victory and more of a long, icy slog to the finish line. But hey, at least you look good in a tuxedo, right? Small victories. And that's the glamorous life of a penguin, cold, chaotic, and completely ridiculous. So next time you're feeling stressed, just remember, at least you don't have to fight off seals or impress someone with a rock.